Hi there, hello, 12th standard people, science and chemistry. So here we would be moving forward with our second chapter that we had started, that is Lost Spring, written by Anish Chang. So I think this would be the last session of this chapter and we would be finishing the chapter in this session. So before we move forward, just have an eye on what we had studied in the previous sessions. Let me just recall you. So if you had or if you have listened to my sessions carefully, then you would be knowing that this chapter has two parts. This chapter has how many parts? It has two parts, okay? In the first part, our hero was Saibe Alam. It was about rag picking people and the gang. Okay, Saibe Alam was amongst that, and his family had came from Bangladesh. That was the first part of the chapter, and in the second part of the chapter, we are with our new hero that is called Mukesh, and a very nice description is given about a city called Firozabad, which is very famous in making bangles, and we understood that how the family of Mukesh is engulfed in making bangles, not just for few years, since many decades they are in that business. We had seen that they do face a lot of hardships in their day-to-day time, but they don't really care about that. For those people, the thing that matters is they get food to eat twice a day. That is, they can get 2 meals in a day. That's the reason they are doing this work of making bangles and selling bangles in the city of Firozabad. Okay, so I'm giving you few minutes, just recapitulate of what we had done in the previous session, what were the hardships seen by Anish Chang. Okay, just have an eye on everything. Okay, so we would be finishing this chapter at the end of this session. Okay, so now let us begin from where we had left off. So we have seen that they were making bangles of each and every color that is found in the rainbow, that is Pipcure. You're quite familiar with all those colors. In short, they were making bangles of each and every color. You see, these were the difficulties that were seen by Anish Chang when she went with Mukesh. Okay, so the Mukesh might have taken, not might, he might have surely taken her to his home so that she can see, and she is writing everything what she had seen at Mukesh's house and in the vicinity area with her naked eyes. So she had seen everything, okay, and she's just writing so that others can know. I think she's a writer, okay, she even worked for the newspaper. So now let us see what she has written more about it. And in dark hutments, next to lines of flames of flickering oil lamps, sit boys and girls with their fathers and mothers, welding pieces of colored glass into circles of bangles. Their eyes are more adjusted to the dark than to the light outside. That is why they often end up losing their eyesight before they become adults. So here they are giving the reason that why they turn into, I don't know why dogs are barking whenever I'm recording the videos. Okay, I don't have any ideas about it. Just try to understand these sentences. Alright, so I'm back. So just try to understand what our author wants to convey. Okay, so our author is giving the reason that why they lose their eyesight at much younger age, because they are always concentrating on making bangles and soldering everything into the glass. So to do that, they have to concentrate. So with their eyesight, that's what I mean to say, and that is the reason why they lose their eyesight so early in their lifetime. That is what our author is trying to say. Okay, so author is depicting their hardships in making bangles. So making bangles is not so easy. Okay, it's quite tough work. Okay, so all those difficulties is depicted in this chapter by our author. Okay, now let us move further with our chapter. Now let us move further. Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman, shouldering pieces of glass. As her hands move mechanically like the tongues of a machine. So it means that she is working like a machine. Okay? Because she has, as I told you earlier, that she is shouldering the pieces of glasses. You see, making bangles is not so easy, okay? It's a quite a tough work. As her hands move mechanically like the tongues of a machine, so here the figure of speech that is used is simile, okay? The author is using simile. I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangles she helps make. It symbolizes an Indian woman's suhag, that is, auspiciousness in marriage. It means she is supposed to do that and she is doing that what she is supposed to do. That is the actual thing that our author wants to convey. It will dawn on her suddenly one day when her head is draped with a red veil, her hands dyed red with henna, and red bangles rolled onto her wrists. Okay, so here what they are saying about is like authentic Indian bride, like when an Indian girl or Indian lady when she gets married. So she puts henna. Henna means mehendi, okay? It's like in English it's called temporary tattoo. So she would be putting that on her hands, legs, everywhere. You don't need any explanation of that. And apart from this, she would be also wearing bangles, okay? In both her hands, okay? Both her hands, she would be wearing bangles. So that is what our author has depicted here. She will then become a bride. Yes, that's what I'm trying to give you an explanation. Okay. Like the old woman beside her who became one many years ago. Same thing. I think this is very easy to understand. You don't need any explanation for that. She still has bangles on her wrist but no light in her eyes. So this is the concerning the old woman, okay, not the young one, okay, or the newer ones. This is considering the older woman. Okay, now she's wearing everything, but unfortunately she does not have any eyesight, which means she's not able to see. She has trouble looking, okay, just because her entire life she was doing the hard work. Let us move further. She still has bangles on her wrist but no light in her eyes. Now sentence is written in Hindi, so definitely we gonna read it that एक तो pardon me, एक वक्त सर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया. But here what they are trying to say that they didn't eat even the one single meal in a day. एक तो वक्त सर भर खाना भी नहीं मिला, मतलब they didn't get the food to eat even once in a day. That's what they are trying to say. See, I would like to tell you something concerning the another language. You see, if they are writing in Hindi, then they should be printing in Hindi. Okay, then it is much better to read directly in one shot. Okay, here they are writing Hindi in English. That doesn't make any sense. Okay, as this is English as a first language, what I think is that it would be better for a reader if they write the Hindi language in Hindi rather than English. Okay, so here different things you're gonna come to know in English because we are learning English as a first language, so many things you would be learning. Okay, why they are not writing in Hindi, I don't know. She says in a voice drained of joy. She has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. That's what she has reaped. Reaped means like she is suffering from this problem for her entire life. Okay, it's a very hard work. Okay. Let's move further. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, says, I know nothing except bangles. All I have done is making a house for the family to live in. So that is what a person, the head person of the family is saying, that he has just made the house and he doesn't care about any other thing. Okay, he has just made the house and that's the thing he takes care of. Nothing apart from that, apart from the educational, this, that, or whatever may be. He wanted to build the house for his family and he has just built the house for that. That's it. Apart from it, he cares about nothing. Let's move further. Hearing him, one wonders if he has achieved what many have failed in their lifetime. He has a roof over his head. Yes, for those people, they need that, okay, shelter. You see, there are three basic necessities for a human being, okay. First is shelter. Another one would be shelter. Another two, can you recall that? Shelter, food and clothes. Okay, shelter is house, food is what we eat every day, and clothes, those are the things that we wear every day. So these are the three basic necessities of life. You might be knowing about this phrase in Hindi, that is roti, kapra or makan. Okay, that's what they are trying to discuss here. Let us move further. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles. Not having enough to eat rings in every home. The young men echo the lament of their elders. Little have moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. Years of mind-numbing toil have killed all initiative and the ability of dream. It's like family after family or decades after decades, they are just stuck in doing one work. Okay, they cannot get out of it. Okay, so it's the life, and author is feeling very sorry for those people, and that is the reason why she is writing everything about them so that others can read and understand what is going on with their life. And if possible, she wants to help those people so that they can get out of this trouble. Now let us move further. Okay, let's move further. The cry of not having money to do anything except carry on the business of making bangles, not having enough to eat, rings in every home. The young men echo the lament of their elders. Little has moved with time, it seems, in Firozabad. Years of mind-numbing toil have killed all initiative and the ability to dream. Why not organize yourself into a cooperative? I asked a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Now our author is asking question to one of those people who is engulfed in Bengal business. She's asking the question that why can't you work in any simple company? Okay, she's trying to find out the answer of that. I asked a group of young men who have fallen into this. It means they are in this business for a long, long time. Okay, the art of making bangles. Okay, which is really, really very dangerous thing. Now let us see what the answer our author is getting. Even if we get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police, beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal, they say. So it means they are trying to say that if they try to do anything, then they would be going to jail. I don't know why he is giving that answer, but as we read further, we would be knowing the answer of that question. So I'm giving you a few minutes, just have an eye on it and just try to concentrate here, okay? Not anywhere else. Now, let us read further and try to understand what they want to convey. There is no leader among them, no one who could help them see things differently. Their fathers are as tired as they are. They walk endlessly in a spiral that moves from poverty to apathy to greed and to injustice. In short, everybody is stuck in making bangles, okay? They do not have any other choice, or I think they cannot work in any other sort of company or cooperator. In short, they are stuck. Let's move further. Listening to them, I see two distinct worlds, one of a family caught in a web of poverty, burdened by the stigma of caste in which they are born. The other, a vicious circle of the saukars. Saukars means the rich man, okay? Here she's using Hindi word because our author is Indian, okay? The middlemen, the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats, and the politicians. Together, they have imposed a baggage on the child that he cannot put down. Before he is aware, he accepts it as natural as his father. To do anything else would mean to dare, and daring is not part of his growing up. When I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, I am cheered. I want to be a motor mechanic, he repeats. So our author is able to understand, or our author completely understood that they are stuck in this web, okay? They cannot just come out of it, okay? It's like impossible for them. They cannot just come out. There are so many problems. They cannot do any other work apart from it. So in short, they are just stuck in what they are doing. Okay, so now let's get back to our chapter. But indirectly, our author is very happy concerning Mukesh, because the Mukesh is saying that he wants to become a motor mechanic, and I think our author is very happy with respect to him. Okay, at least he can come out from that web of poverty. You see, this state of poverty is like the absolute state of poverty. Okay, it's like it's very hard to come out of it and all those things. Okay, but finally our author is very happy that Mukesh wants to become a motor mechanic, so he would not be caring about making bangles. Okay, now let us move further. He will go to a garage and learn, but the garage is a long way from his home. I will walk, he insists. Do you also dream of flying a plane? He is suddenly silent. No, he says, staring at the ground. You see, these are the questions that are being asked by our author to Mukesh, okay, and he is giving the answers. So one funny question our author is asking to Mukesh, that is he interested in flying a plane? So at that time he didn't have the answer, so he was looking towards the earth. In his small murmur there is an embarrassment that has not yet turned into regret. He is content to dream of cars that he sees hurtling down the streets of his town. Few airplanes fly over Firozabad. So this is how our author is completing the chapter. So in short, author is giving the idea about the art of making bangles, and Anish Chong is making people realize that how hard it is, how tough it is, okay, and it's like that's not the way to go. Okay, at the end she is happy that Mukesh is interested in becoming a mechanic, okay, a mechanic, that so he would be working in a garage. Okay, so this is the way how our chapter ends. So I would be telling you to write the question and answers of this chapter in your original copy of English as a first language. In that copy you have to write everything. Make sure you have to write the introduction first, and then you have to write the answer. Introduction means the name of the chapter and it's written by whom, and you have to write the theme of the chapter in one or two statements. So that would be your first paragraph, and in your second paragraph you have to write the answer of the question that is being asked to you. Do you understand? Make sure, do everything. I would be checking everything as soon as the school reopens. And in my next session, I would be starting the new poem, that is My Mother at 66, I think, written by Kamala Das. I would be starting that poem, and we would be even discussing the figure of speech that is written in that poem. And so stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you.